use my gift of music and song to give back to the world. You can just move someone through song and music, and you never know who you're gonna touch. My name is Lauren James. I'm a music teacher, an aspiring opera singer, and I am the only stage 4 rhabdomyosarcoma survivor that I know of.
I think my mom was in stage 1, or not even stage 1. And Lauren, as a teenager, she was in stage 4.
What age did she have the cancer?
15.
15?
Yeah.
So you guys should talk about that, you know, since you guys were going through recovery at the same time in your life.
Exactly. Lauren.
Hi, Kyle.
Hi.
It's very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. I heard a little jingle.
Yep. You know, I sing all the time, so.
Dan?
Yeah.
Yep, nice to see you.
Kyle. Let's go get breakfast.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Whew. Cold.
Yep. I know, welcome to Seattle rain.
I know.
I was starting high school, new school, 15 years old, and I was doing all the things that like high schoolers do. I was an equestrian vaulter, which is gymnastics on an actual horse. I would get bumps and bruises all the time. Leading up to the diagnosis, I got this really bad hip pain, and then all of a sudden I got this rib pain that started to hurt. We went and had a bone marrow MRI, and we found out that my bone marrow was loaded with cancer. And I was diagnosed stage 4 with rhabdomyosarcoma. It's stages 1 through 4, and so I was 4, which was not good.
We were told she had a 10% chance of being alive at 3 months and 0% at 6 months. No one survives past there. And as far as we know, she's the longest survivor of stage 4 rhabdo.
What did you think, you know, in that time? Like when you guys heard there was stage 4 and then when 6 months came?
You know, at the time we were devastated, obviously.
I mean, you hear about cancer, but you don't really understand stages until you realize that's as bad as it can get. My oncologist showed me this chart, and I remember him saying, like, this is your chart. When we start chemo, you're gonna start to see this uphill response, and then you'll see this plateau. And then that plateau is just kind of like, we don't know what's gonna happen.
The oncologist we had said he used to do bench research, and what he saw in a cell top line of cells was that if you had a certain allele, you were more responsive to chemo. And even though it wasn't FDA approved, he wanted to test her for that, so we said, sure, do that. And it turned out she had that allele. And he said, you know, we really have nothing to lose. I want to change the order of the chemo and the intensity. And after the first round of chemo, she had a huge reduction in her tumor burden. So it was very good news very early on.
I remember starting, and you saw that uphill climb, but then it just kept going. Like, I never really hit the plateau. And I thought, okay, well, when's the plateau coming? And I think that shocked everyone of, you know, I'm responding so well to treatment, you just keep going. And I don't think I ever hit that plateau.
It was her attitude that got us all through this.
Yeah.
And actually, the oncologist told us that, you know, the kids in the family that can keep an attitude have a higher survival rate. That was just our baseline of just being silly.
I mean, cancer diagnosis is scary, don't get me wrong, but it's all about using humor to do it, because you see people that they have the best intentions and they just kind of let it engulf them. And as that happens, you just see them kind of decline. But if you have a fun and positive attitude about it, it makes it more easier to cope with.
Well, and music got you through a big part of it.
Yeah, music has always been a big part of my life.
We used to accuse her of having singing Tourette's. You could not shut it off. One girl in your grade school came to your mother and told her, you've got to stop her from singing. It's nonstop. It's not possible.
Yeah, like I'm a music teacher now, so I'm still singing.
I can't sing.
It's okay. I
So don't
that everyone can sing.
don't try to pull a carpool karaoke with me.
No, I won't.
I'm not James Corden. Don't.
Oh, I do know this song. Okay, here we go. Starships were meant to fly. So I love music. And there's this one show called Wicked, and there's a line from that show at the very end that says, "Because I've known you, I have been changed for good." And I think that's probably my ultimate favorite quote, because this thing happened to me, this scary thing called cancer happened to me. It changed me, and I have been changed for good.
Okay, Lauren. Feeling good today? Yeah. Okay. A little Verity today, maybe? Yeah. So we'll warm up that.
Giving back to the world
Just easy does it
with
to
my
you.
gift of music, that's what makes me get up in the morning every day. I feel like I was chosen to take this battle and to give strength for people. There were times where I wanted to give up because it was hard. I lost my eyelashes, I lost my eyebrows. You look different to the world, and that can be very hard. It's frustrating. Why did it have to happen to me? I really wanted to know the answer for a long time, but I don't care anymore. It's just a part of who I was and what my family went through. When I was in cancer treatment and in a clinic, there's this one movie that I watched over and over. It's Finding Nemo. The character Dory, she always has this line, just keep swimming, and that's what goes through my brain all the time, of just keep swimming. Because you can only do what you can do, and you just have to keep swimming. My stroke of genius is my fighting spirit. Whether it's fighting disease, fighting to have my voice heard, or fighting to make it in this world. I'm a fighter and I'm never gonna give up.
So it's
Yeah.
your 15-year anniversary, and also you just turned 30, and we were thinking like, oh my gosh, like how amazing and cathartic that must be for you, just to turn 30 after they told you she probably only has 6 months to live 15 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Just like looking back at all these things, it's like, oh, whoa. 15 years ago, it doesn't seem that long ago, but it was. And it's interesting because one of my nurses, she called me the other day, and she was like, I have a kid who got diagnosed with rhabdo just like you, and she's really scared. Can you talk to her? And I was like, yeah, totally, because she didn't know very many people who had this cancer or survived. And I was like, I'll talk to her, it's cool. I have this whole community of friends. The reason I came to Montana in the first place was because of cancer camp, and that sounds bad, but it was a camp for kids and their family who have had cancer, and it changed my life. And I have friends all over the country now. Just kind of opened my eyes to the new world. But yeah, it's just, it changes your outlook on things. Of you just wake up and you're like, oh, it's so pretty today, or I'm so grateful for this. And it's like when I turned 30, it's like, whoa, that's a huge milestone, and I'm getting married next summer. It's like, wow, that's a huge milestone, and you never thought it would really happen, but now you see these milestones, and it changes you, and it's good.